tyres play a critical role in the performance of a Formula One car. They are the source of fierce competition between rival manufacturers. Once the team had to be able to read the weather, the track surface and their driver's mood to determine which tyres to fit. Fangio famously dedicated one of his victories to a far-sighted Pirelli technician who made sure the maestro had the right rubber to win. Formula One tyres are now strictly regulated, but are still the place where the teams hope to gain an advantage over their rivals. Former world champion driver Damon Hill.
It all has to come through the tyre, the contact patch of the tyre. And so tyre technology is a deciding factor. Can add, it can lose you seconds a lap if you have the right tyre.
Race tyres have undergone considerable changes throughout the history of Formula One, with different manufacturers and specifications used in the sport. The Formula One tyre bears only a superficial resemblance to a normal road tyre. A car tyre has a useful life of up to 80,000 kilometres and is built to be driven on various types of surfaces in all weather, unlike a Formula One tyre that is built to grip. Many races have been decided on the reliability and handling of a tyre compound.
Some circuits were sort of named as Bridgestone circuits and others as Michelin circuits, and that's not always true anymore.
Until recently, the tyres used in Formula One were built to last less than one race. In 2005, new FIA rules were introduced. Changing tyres was no longer allowed during a Formula One race. The result was that tyres were then made from a harder compound so they would last the full 300-kilometre race distance. The new changes meant that Formula One teams had to contend with new rules that altered the handling of their cars. At the same time, other rules were introduced. Aerodynamic devices were reduced so that the cars would have less downforce to stick them to the track, and the engines were to last for 2 race weekends. The changes that were introduced for the 2005 season at Melbourne were aimed at cutting costs, improving safety, and many think stopping the domination of Ferrari and Michael Schumacher.
New rules for the tyres, one set of tyres for qualifying, 2 qualifying this year, and the race.
At the same time, Ferrari managing director Jean Todt believed that no amount of rule changes would prevent his Ferrari team from winning races and titles in Formula One.
I think we did a good development work with Bridgestone, and we are looking for the second part, and I think we will be more competitive and we will be able to defend our chance.
Following the dramatic, highly political and controversial 2005 United States Grand Prix, where all but the teams running Bridgestone withdrew, allowing Michael Schumacher and his Ferrari to take the race, tyre changes were reinstated for 2006. Michael Schumacher was glad to see the new changes for the coming season.
I'm quite glad to see tyre changes coming back due to the fact for safety was at certain stages very unsafe, plus the effort in testing. To test each tyre for full race distance meant you had to do a tremendous number of laps.
Slicks were out. The tyres had to feature a minimum of 4 grooves in them with the intention of slowing the cars down. They could be no wider than 355mm and 380mm at the front and rear respectively. Partway through the 2006 season, Michael Schumacher was asked what was the winning factor for the last 2 races.
Mainly the tyre for the braking and the traction is very important.
As from the 2007 season, Bridgestone became the sole tyre supplier and introduced 4 compounds of tyre, 2 of which would be made available at each race. The soft tyre gives more grip but wears quicker, and the hard tyre lasts longer but gives less grip. The FIA ruled that both compounds have to be used by Formula One teams in a race unless wet or intermediate tyres are used. So the saga of the rubber compound that separates the winning Formula One team from the rest of the pack continues to be a story of controversy and intrigue.